Hello, my beautiful, beautiful lovelies, and welcome back to Destiny Deck Tarot. Today, we have a very exciting reading. I have had this one be requested for the longest time ever, and I was waiting until the right opportunity. I'm just now finishing up the recovery of a week-long flu where I felt like I was hit by a truck. And for some reason, I felt like I wish that there was somebody to save me from getting hit by that truck. And I immediately thought of the car crash, well, almost crash scene from the Twilight Saga. And I was like, you know what? Everybody's been requesting I do an Edward Cullen reading. So I think this is the perfect time to do this. So let's just dive in, right? We have our Shrouded Fable deck because I felt like, thinking about Edward Cullen, very like shrouded in darkness. He's got some of that darkness in him. So how is that going to come into play when he's in a relationship with you? So this reading is just kind of a general Edward reading. What can we expect with him if we're entering into a relationship with him? What are the kinds of things that we're going to be seeing with him? Okay, so with that said, let's dive in. All right. Anyway, this flu was so awful. It was so horrendous. I would never wish that on my worst enemy, which is saying something because I've wished certain death and torture on my worst enemy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Just remember, you guys, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, I'm also, this is so awful. I'm working on this setup still. I want to get it nice and cutesy and all that fun stuff. Okay, so we're still working on it, but we do have this horsey, and I think this is a great beginning to this, right? We do have this hold still. I like this. When you're with somebody like Edward who fucking wants to run away to Alaska at every first chance he gets, it's good that you can be this person for him that is a constant. He knows that you will hold still in life, right? He knows that you aren't going to go ahead and run away to Alaska with him. You aren't going to run from all of your problems, and he actually really needs that. Okay, he needs that in his life. We also like this hold still, like maybe it's also just like he wants to kind of tie you up in the bedroom. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like that BDSM. I don't know, that's kind of hot for me. I would love for him to tie me up. We have the Golbat here. I love this. I mean, the Speed Dive and Pitch Black Blade, kind of really echoing that sort of darkness that vampires often experience, but also the Speed Dive. I mean, this man knows how to munch on a Clint, and I have to say Clint now because of reasons, but he loves to munch on the Clint. You know what I mean? And I feel like he sees you as this opportunity to delve into that darkness. He's going to be like, oh my God, it's becoming daylight. Oh no, I'm going to sparkle. Let me dive into that south mouth. Do you know what I mean? And he's going to dive in, and he's really going to have that gusto when he's in there. Okay. We do have the Axew. This is kind of on par with the vampire stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, he's going to scratch you. He's got those sharp fangs, sharp teeth. He is going to want to turn you into a vampire pretty much immediately. And I would say this is going to be after a very intense breakup with Bella. I feel like it's just not going to last with them. I don't know why. I just feel like that's just kind of the way it is. And I feel like there is, when he sees you, it's going to be this intense burning attraction, but there's going to be this like internal battle with him, kind of like it was with Bella. Like, I really want you, but I shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like very brooding and intense like that. And there is going to be some jealousy from Bella on that front. Like, I feel like everything that happened between like Edward, Jacob to Bella is going to be between like you, Edward, and Bella. Like, Bella's still gonna like latch on. Dare I say she is gonna want to scissor, you know what I mean? Like, she is gonna think about it a couple times, but it's gonna be a really intense thing. Now, obviously, we do have this Sneasel. He's gonna have a cold. Oh, he's gonna have a cold when you meet him. He's gonna be a little bit of a sneezing diva, okay? So you might want to wear a mask when you see him. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. But also the cut. Like, again, this is very like the temptation with him, you know what I mean? Like, you really want to be careful to cut yourself around him. Like, if you get a paper cut, he is going to want to like stick that against the tip, you know what I mean? He's gonna be like, oh, I need it right now, I gotta, you know what I mean? It's going to be very that with him. Okay, we have the Slither Wing here. I love this Smashing Wing. He has like a butterfly kink for some reason too. This is giving me butterfly kink energy. Now, I don't know how that's going to be interpreted into the bedroom, but I feel like maybe he's going to want to see you dress up as one. I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with the fact that he sparkles in the sun. Like, he's gonna be like, oh, I wish I was like a pretty butterfly and like I sparkled and everything like that. But I also like with this one, like, it's kind of giving me like very big romance, but with a slight, like, I don't know, the art of this card is giving me sort of like edgy. And I think that's really good with him. Like, he's always on edge. He's very edgy, full of secrets. He's not gonna tell you everything, but the love that he has, it's like so deep, it's almost painful, which again is kind of echoed here with this Pitch Black Blade and this Speed Dive. Like, he goes in deep where it kind of might be painful. Cassiopeia, love. Now, obviously, this card's talking about a person, but I think we're obviously interpreting it with the stars, right? He is very much going to be this romantic under the stars thing. Like, obviously, we're seeing 1,000 years, all of these beautiful things. And maybe that's what's going on here as well. Like, maybe that 1,000 years with Bella ran out. Like, maybe you're watching this video in like 3025 or something, and those 1,000 years, they're out, babe. They're up, babe. So it's your turn. It's your turn. But I feel like also with this one, like the stars, he sees you as a star. And so he is going to be, you know, that very extreme protectiveness, doing anything to keep you safe and to keep you as that star that you are. Hypno, obviously, this kind of makes sense. He's going to be daydreaming about you a lot. He's going to be, day. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be very. I don't know. That was fucking dumb. But he's gonna be scared. He's gonna be very scared with all of that. Okay. I like this though. I think that you've been daydreaming about him. I mean, come on. If you're clicking on this video, you're one of the many people who have flicked it to Edward Cullen. And I know this reading could be interpreted for anybody, but really, I am getting kind of straighty vibes with this one. I wasn't getting that much tip toucher vibes. We have the Meowth, a little bit of a furry. Hey, love that. Maybe that's what this butterfly thing is that Edward is actually a furry and his persona is a butterfly. But obviously we know something's purring, okay? Something is very, very purring, and I think that's absolutely beautiful. Now, what I'm seeing here as well with these furry swipes is this sort of control aspect. And again, we have the hold still, the Toxicroak with this clean hit, this corkscrew punch. Like, maybe he really likes being like hit as well in like a really hot way. But I feel like he's just so about control. He's really holding himself back, but he really wants to like completely let loose and just munch for 6 hours straight until you erupt squirt, right? I feel like this relationship though, we've done a couple readings about people and it's always been very hot and heavy, very fiery. I feel like with Edward, it's going to be more of a slow burn, right? It's almost going to feel like he's being really toxic to you. Like, it's like, oh my God, Edward, where did you go for a month again? Did you fucking go to Alaska or did you go inside your head? My goodness, King, like, just, I don't know, get on your fucking knees and start munching. You know what I mean? And maybe that's kind of what we're seeing here with him, right? Like, he kind of wants you to do the control for him. It's very conflicting with him because he's all about the control, terrified of hurting you. He's going to be holding himself back. But I feel like if you're just like, Edward, like, I know what I want. Are you going to do it? He's going to be like, yes, mommy. Yes, mommy. Bring down the axe. I mean, come on, right? You got to bring down that axe on him. He's going to want to munch that axe wound. That's beautiful. And I feel like that's very on par with him. Like, when he does finally give in, it's just complete surrender. Do you know what I mean? Unforgettable, like, dehydrated levels of squirt, right? And I think that's absolutely beautiful. You know, and again, we do think that he wants to turn you into a vampire. That's going to be kind of a given with the bringing down the axe. That's kind of the interpretation of the fangs. But I see the transformation. I see the change. And I don't know, it's kind of like letting go of your old life, stepping into the immortal world. And I don't know, like, I just feel like that kind of turns you on. You know what I mean? I think you're kind of ready for it. And of course, that's echoed with the squirt energy closing out this reading. Come on. Come on, that's just a given, babe, okay? So I think this is really beautiful. I feel like there's a lot to learn from this reading, and I love this sort of rebirth energy that we have with this kind of washing the slate clean. All right, so let's close out this reading, just seeing if there's anything that we need to know about Edward that even I can't see from these cards, okay? Starting with loving to deep throat things. Yeah, he's thought about it with Jacob. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of a given with him. Of course, if you're getting that tense in a relationship, you're kind of thinking about experimenting with that man's body. Next, we have moans his own name in bed. Not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And life of the party. Interesting. I feel like that's more when he lets loose. He's going to open up to you and he's going to be the life of the party. I like this, guys. I think this is really beautiful, okay? So take what resonates and leave what doesn't here. But this is the beginning of something very special, okay? Love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and let me know if you squirted below.